Good wet Sunday morning. What is today? Let me look at my watch. Hang on. The 9th of June. I just dumped 4/10 from the rain gauge. I dumped 1/4 of an inch yesterday morning from Friday and Friday night, I guess it was. And Friday morning I dumped like 0.15 from Thursday. So we won't be spraying for a few days. Figure Tuesday I'll be back on it. The weather looks good most of the week after tomorrow, but I got Skylar over there washing. It's washing the 8235, the drill, the Cullipacker. We're gonna start putting stuff away. The fertilizer wagon's in the other shed. I gotta pull that out. He said he can stay all day, so we might as well. The sun's actually starting to come out, so I won't be doing any of this or spraying for a few days. I'll get the tractor, the big tractor, and the disc over there. He can clean that off. Seeing as we're done. Oh, the chisel plow's over there. The field cultivator's back there. Yeah, so maybe at the end I'll show you my the deck that Jimmy and I did a 3-hour and 45-minute live stream yesterday repairing the deck. You know, the one that Barb fell through the step there and screwed up her ankle. I got me a new golf bag, so this is my first priority of the day. Changing my golf clubs over. Check it out. Got the stars and stripes on it. Yeah, kind of cool. Got me a patriotic golf bag. I liked that color, the charcoal gray, so that's why I got it. They had a blue one that had stars and stripes too, but I just didn't like it. It was kind of gaudy. So I'm going to take care of this project first while he's washing before I have to move something else and start putting things away. Oh, and then maybe after this I'll take a few minutes and do our new segment of calling out a dipshit too. Yeah. Alrighty. Got all my clubs and everything transferred over. I think that's a pretty cool looking bag. And I got it for a very reasonable price. So anyways, look, the sun's starting to come out. Maybe we'll go over there and measure that corn today too. It's definitely grown. You can see the rows closing in. He's still washing away. He's on the drill now, so don't have to move anything yet. Yes, Skylar's going to be doing the most of the work today because he's washing. But he said he wanted to do it because he wanted to make a few extra bucks, and I'm good with that because I hate washing, even though it needs to be done. So let's move on to our new segment of calling out the dipshits. Yeah. So let's see. I took a couple pictures of. Okay, here's one. He's called Ted Erdman. Ted Erdman. You know, he says Bill Flo, the one that I talked about last time, sounds like that convicted felon 34 times asshat. You know, another Trump hater. So I responded with my usual, you know, look, it's one of the suburban housewives is back. And so I'll ask you again. I won't read it. I'll just paraphrase. The same thing I always ask. What didn't you like under Trump? The $1.80 gas, the cheap food, the low inflation. I can't speak today. Low inflation, you know, low interest rates, not being in any wars, not funding any wars, blah, blah, blah. And generally they don't respond back. But he responded back with the classic. Ted Erdman with the classic. Trump inherited all those good things, apparently from Obama. So I'm going to guess that all the bad things happening now under Biden is Trump's fault in old Teddy's mind. You more than qualify for the fucking dipshit call out. So, and then there was, Frank Bush. You even said, I don't want to be a dipshit. but there is a gene, a specific DNA strand spliced together in a lab circa 1990s called, I don't even know how to pronounce it, Epicyte, Epicyte. This was talking about GMOs. If crops so genetically modified to include the epicyte, if I'm saying it right, gene, are consumed by men, the presence of this gene in the body kills sperm/impotence. If consumed by a woman, healthy sperm will be dead before they reach an egg. Okay. So, and he went on to blame Monsanto, and of course Monsanto doesn't even have the patents on most everything anymore. It's kind of like, well, the Roundup I'm using right there, Honcho K6. It's a generic brand of glyphosate. So whatever. Seems infertility cases have climbed significantly since GMO introduction. Let's check the stats, Mr. Scientific. And he sent me a YouTube video to watch. So I watched said YouTube video from 11 years ago on a channel that had 658 subscribers, I think it was. And some of the people on there were talking about this same shit, infertility. And this was the reasons why abortion rates have gone down. Back the bus up there, Skippy, because I looked it up, and I think we all kind of know our abortion rates in this country for probably the last decade have hovered between 600,000 and 800,000 a year. Sometimes they're a little higher, a little lower. Well, when I looked it up, and maybe it's wrong, but I looked it up, Wikipedia, it said that the abortion rate in 2023 in this country broke 1 million. Over 1 million abortions in 2023 in this country. Yeah, and this is with the whole Roe v. Wade thing. And so, no, abortions haven't gone down. Okay, whatever. But he's number 2 dipshit. And number 3, I hate doing this to you, buddy, and you'll probably come on and argue some more and whatever, or you can just leave. I don't care. But in my calling out a dipshit, I pinned this John Farwell, who you were apparently a farmer, which I found out through our 20 different replies here or whatever. But you made the comment that GMOs were not created to feed 8 billion people, but they are why we went from 4 to 8 billion, from 4 billion to 8 billion. Just depends on how much you like people. I think we could use a few less. And I agreed with him, because, we could use a few less Democrats, that's for sure. But then it got crazy. Because I said, I'm not sure how GMOs made people breed more to create more people. And he told me I can't take credit for feeding them and then not for the breeding. What? Which was basically my reply. What the fuck are you talking about? You make no sense. And then you stated how are we going to feed 8 billion people without GMOs? We never would have gotten to 8 billion without GMOs, correct? How do you come up with that bullshit? And he just kept on. I simply asked you a question once again. Would we be at 8 billion people on this planet without GMOs? I said, I don't know, and neither do you. I guess what you are saying is, as the population grew, we shouldn't have tried to produce more food to feed that increasing population. We should have let them starve. Of course, then he went on to, I'm not going to read them all, but he was playing checkers, and I didn't understand, and I said, no, I'm playing chess, and he said, during my next live stream, I could play chess with his 10-year-old. What? Well, whatever. But, so I did a little research because, how I am. And Wikipedia again. The global population reached 4 billion in 1974. That was 14 years after we hit 3 billion. So 1961, we were at 3 billion roughly. Okay. 13 years after we reached 4 billion, Wait a minute. Let me read this right. Okay. We reached 4 billion in 1974, which was 14 years after we reached 3 billion. So that'd be 1961. We reached 5 billion in 1987. So that's 13 years after we reached 4 billion in 1974. Then we reached 6 billion in 1999, which was 12 years later. And by some estimates, 7 billion in October of 2011, 12 years after 6 billion. But other estimates say in March of 2012, which would be 13 years. And there's no, see, I don't know if we're at 8 billion right now, or we're supposed to be at 8 billion this year, or we reached it earlier this year, but they keep throwing the 8 billion, you know, we have 8 billion people in the world now. So basically, if you take all that I just read, 14 years, 13 years, 12 years, 12 years, roughly every 13 years, we gain another billion. So if it's that consistent, how did GMOs take us from 4 billion to 8 billion? And the fact that the first GMO technically came out in like 1973, I think. Look it up yourselves, people. And then GMOs have progressed since through the 70s, 80s, 90s as world population grows. We still have countries out there, third world countries, that have starving people. Fuck, we got starving people in this country. And they still are breeding like rabbits in some of these third world countries. So how did GMOs correlate with the breeding part you were talking? I mean, I just don't get it. Because you went on to say how I figured out you were a farmer that, you know, because I thought you were anti-GMO the way you were talking, and how can I be anti-GMO when I've probably used some of your corn because of the proximity that I am of you, and you told me about how you got 24,000 pounds of corn delivered to your farm or whatever, and you were ending the conversation because tomorrow you were going to mow hay, and dude, I mean, whatever, leave. I mean, I don't understand how you can say GMOs caused people to breed more, to double the population since like 1974. No, the population has continually grown. And my point was, if that cornfield yielded the same as it did in 1950, with the way the population has continued to grow, there's no way we could feed the world. And somehow you took that and turned it into GMOs doubled the population. So there's your first segment of the dipshits. I mean, I don't know what else to say. Oh, actually I can add one more dipshit to it. It's funny because one of you, Michael, you know who you are, which I really don't give a shit, but that's kind of like third grade stuff, and I've seen it. A couple other people have done it. Ran over to Doofus Ag and told him that I said stuff about him. I mean, come on, man. I don't give a shit because, you know, whatever, but that's kind of third grade bullshit. But Doofus replied like 3 videos ago. I find that funny too when people go back to the older ones. So I pinned it. It was in the video. Which one of my videos was it? The one down, one to go. He says, appreciate the shout out. Odd to run down another farmer who is just starting out. So my reply was, no shout out, just trying to make sure people actually know what farming is. Because there's a difference between farmers on YouTube and YouTube farmers that do the dumbest shit like you do, and then clueless people watching think that's what farming is all about. But here's my point. He always uses that, I'm just a farmer starting out. You grew up on a farm, dude. Because I noticed on his channel, somebody made the comment about me to him that, oh, he's just a third generation farmer who, you know, didn't have to struggle just starting out like you. Okay, I grew up on this farm. Then I eventually took this farm over. Didn't Doofus grow up on a farm? You know, the one that he blames his family for everything. That's why he had to leave. Didn't he work for, what was it? It was one of the big dairy outfits. DeLaval? Is that what it was? I don't know. Correct me in the comments if I'm wrong. I think he worked for one of them. Where, you know, he went to dairy farms all the time, repairing dairy equipment. Been around farming his entire life, but because he does stupid fucking shit, we're supposed to, oh, well, it's just because he's beginning, you know? I mean, whatever. I mean, I could give a fuck if that... I've noticed that apparently a few of his people have come over to my channel. Well, welcome if you want to see, you know, what it's like to actually get shit done and, you know, worry about your own shit first. And then if you want to go do some custom work, that's fine. But, you know, this way you're not getting your shit in 4 weeks later than what you should be, or repeatedly driving through, you know, never mind, just whatever. So there's the dipshit segment. Let's go see what the corn looks like. Now to clarify, because you can kind of see it from here, when I said different colors the other day, obviously it's not going to be red, white, and blue, and fucking purple, pink, whatever. But you can see that a couple of varieties are a lighter green. These couple are darker green. There's a, I don't know what you want, like an olive or green color one over there. You can see the different colors in it because it's a test plot. That's what I meant by different colors. Like I said, it's not going to be, you know, the fucking rainbow. Even though it's June, it's not going to be the rainbow. Alright, so I think we said we were 15 to 16 inches before. Damn wind. We're pushing, and it'll be a week tomorrow when I did this last. I mean, if you go towards the top, there's a little one that came out late, obviously. If you go towards the top leaf, like I did last time, we're up to pushing 20 inches now. So, and if we were 15, 16 last time, yeah, it popped after putting the anhydrous on. Oh, this tape measure's a pain in the ass. It really popped with the heat we had in the sun and putting the old napalm to her. So if I remember, I'll try to do it again in another week. I think I did it last Monday, so we're close. It's Sunday. But, and you can tell looking from here that the rows are closing in considerably more than when I showed the picture a week ago or 6 days ago or whatever. So, although it's only supposed to be in the 60s today, tomorrow being Monday, they're talking like low 60s. Then after that, we're supposed to gradually go up and finally get back up to the 80s by the end of the week. Mother Nature's been screwy. But, oh, and another thing for you doofus people, so you can run right over and tell him. Cracks me up, but whatever. I don't give a fuck. You're here, so, you know, obviously that's why my subscriber numbers have gone up a couple hundred in the last, I don't know, 4 or 5 days. But I find it funny that, you know, you can't afford to buy your planter parts till the fucking end of May because you had to go do some custom work to get the work or to get the money. But you can buy a fancy toolbox and all the other shit that he's constantly buying, you know, push that factor food shit there to try to make the YouTube money. But then apparently that must have dried up, because I see what I do watch of him. I see he's back to the run to the fucking gas station every day for breakfast, lunch, and dinner pretty much. Tell me that doesn't add up. A fucking soda today is like $2.89. So, and today probably I'll be taking Skylar down to the oh man, the local gas station / convenience store for a piece of pizza, seeing as we're going to be busy and he's going to be wet. So, oh, I figure I'll show this. Yesterday when Jimmy was here, he brought some of his mail from his P.O. box, and I don't know, I don't remember your name. Jimmy was going to thank you in one of his videos. We thanked you during the live stream yesterday, but they sent him a couple of these bumper stickers, one for me, one for him, and also sent some of those, you know, those little ones with Biden's finger pointing. I did that. Yeah, I might have used one of them at a fueling place. but don't know if it's a liberal has ripped it down yet, but yeah. All right, so I got that door open. When he's done, I'll get the color packer put in there right in front of the combine. That's where it sat all winter. I think I have enough room once I grease the drill. That's a son of a bitch to grease. I hate that drill for greasing. That'll go there. I think it'll go in without having to move heads. But seeing as we're not in the field doing anything, worst case scenario, if I have to move heads, because once that gets washed, that goes in that corner. I can always put these two heads in here kind of crossways for now to, I don't know, I'll figure something out, but today is definitely going to be, man, the cottonwood's blowing in here too. Jeez. Not quite as bad today because the rain, I think, knocked a lot of it off because it rained pretty hard overnight. But today's a good day to do all this shit since we can't be in the field and it rained. That way we're done with it. The disc, as you saw, went underneath the corn crib. So did the chisel plow, which is down there. I don't know if I'm going to wash that today or not. Only because there's a guy that's got a couple acres that he wants something done with, and I may go tear it up this summer when it's drier or something. I don't know. I mean, it's not a huge deal if you don't wash the tillage equipment. It's just nice to wash it. Oh, look, Mr. Squirrel bounding around through the weeds there. What's up, buddy? Are you heading over to the hopper there to crawl up inside the... Oh, we're looking. I figured he'd go over there and crawl up inside the tarp so he could get himself some corn. Anyways, you don't need to sit there and stare at a squirrel. But, so, I don't know. Not to beat a dead horse, but, you know, the whole, like, doofus and coal thing, it just, there's a lot of farmers that, you know, work their asses off their entire lives to try and do things right. I mean, what I do here on this farm, I'm not saying is the way everyone should do things. It's the way I do things. It works. You know, I mean, we do things different than they do in the Midwest and whatnot. We have different soils and whatnot. But like with him, when he's like, oh, everybody in New York's in the same boat. No, there's a lot of us that actually got our fucking shit done and tried to do it in a timely manner. So don't throw us all into your category of run off with the buddies and do shit and don't worry about getting your own shit done. It's just, I hate when the non-farmers watch that shit and they think, oh, that must be the way it's done. That must be a real farmer, because look how sincere they are about how hard they're working and everything they're doing. I love the non-farmers on this channel. It's funny when somebody will say, well, I don't want to sound stupid, but you know, I need to ask a question. You don't sound stupid. It's actually great when the non-farmers question things and want to know shit, how stuff is done, and learn something, you know. And I've said all along, I'll show you the good, the bad, and the ugly. You want to argue about fucking GMOs and glyphosate and all that? Let's do it. So, you know, but to think that shit that's just not fucking right and sure as the hell don't make you any money is the way to do things is just, nope, this shit here gets done first because that's how we make money. All right, there's one more thing I wanted to, this isn't the one more thing, but, you know, the whole John Farwell thing. There was one comment you made that's rich. You need to search a picture of a chessboard and you will find out it isn't what you have. Whatever. I mean, that was weird. But you made one comment that I thought was kind of weird. So, the only reason why I'm reading this is because I want to clarify something. You said, I have seen over the last 10 years or so the young conservatives educating themselves on political issues and standing up intelligently opposing all the shit the left is coming up with. I agree, and that's a good thing. But then you went on to say, You could help with that by not being so polarizing and coming across more informed, not so grumpy. Oh, this is where you said I have to mow hay tomorrow, so you were gone. But okay, I'm not trying to drag this video out because I know it's getting long, but that's not my job, okay? What I say or do on this channel, the political part, if that helps wake somebody up, great. But I'm not out there to stand on some stage or, you know, pound on the podium and educate people. How about people start fucking educating themselves a little bit? If there's young people that are starting to get it, you know, my "are you getting it yet" shit, that's great. But again, I'm not sure how I'm being polarizing or whatever, but it's not my job to educate people's kids. I mean, it's their job to educate their own fucking kids and not let the educational system indoctrinate them. But so if there's young people that watch and wanna, as I tell everyone, do your own research, don't just believe what fucking CNN or even Fox or anybody says, great, because that's what you should be doing. But no, I'm not, you know, I didn't start doing this to have some sort of bully pulpit to, you know, stand on the stage and educate people. That's not my job. So I don't know, that comment was kind of interesting too. All right, it's about 2 o'clock in the afternoon. Actually, it's 2:25. Seed tenders put away. Color packers put away. That son of a bitch to back up with them castering front wheels is put away. Boy, what a bastard that is. You know, oh, I just want to move over 6 inches. Yeah, good luck when them start to spin. They're just, I don't know. Some drills have them, some drills don't. It's nice having it when your drill's really full and whatnot, but what a pain in the ass. And yes, as you can see, the corn head's sitting here, so yes, we had to move the corn head. It didn't quite fit in there. Fuel cultivator will go in here. That's not washed yet. He's working on the disc. I told him, if you get the disc clean, let's get the fertilizer wagon done. And if he still wants to, he said he visited his family yesterday, so he didn't plan on doing anything today other than this. I said, if you still want to keep going, I'll hook onto that. You know, and then Barb and I can Barb was out here to help me do this. Her and I can put that shit away another time. The rock picker needs a quick rinse. Like I said, oh man, that gas station food. The boneless wings weren't bad, but the round log looking thing that looked like a hot dog. Look at the freaking wind. The wind is howling today in here. I gotta rehook that. Couldn't spray it today if I wanted to, but the long looking thing that was supposed to be a buffalo chicken log or something, ooh, yeah, that's leaving a bad taste in my mouth. So he's back, got his garb on. I told him, don't get so technical with all the discs that are on it. Get the main frame clean and all that. He got the tractor looking pretty nice. So I'm gonna end this because this has turned into a long video of not a lot of anything. So here's your one more thing. So I'm done with the whole, I'm gonna keep doing the dipshit segment because there's always gonna be dipshits. So I'll keep doing those, but as far as the doofus ag and cold the corn puke and all that, whatever. Here's the only thing that I'm gonna remind you of, okay? I'll leave you with this. You know, doofus is like he said in the comment that he left me, you know, oh, going after a guy who's just starting out. Like I said, you know, you grew up on a farm, you worked for a whatever. I mean, just, you heard me say it earlier. But let's not forget that, you know, he did a GoFundMe to go buy a farm in Iowa, I think it was. I don't remember what that was about. Wonder where that money went. Probably to the farm he's got now. Who knows? But how many years do you get to use that? Well, I'm just starting out excuse. Then you got Corn Puke, who, what is the kid, 25, 26? He's been putting videos out since he was 20 or 21. Tried to sell everybody dirt in a bottle so he could finance his fucking $1 million bin site. Apparently it's not even a farming channel anymore because it's, you know, this old house, I guess. No, excuse me, mansion. Gotta use the word mansion. That's all he ever does anymore is work on the mansion. But isn't it amazing, the begging for money? I mean, I tell you to push on the Grumpy Farmer apparel link and get a shirt, t-shirt, sweatshirt, hat, whatever. But I'm never gonna sell you fucking dirt in a bottle, and I'm never gonna do a GoFundMe. Right? Let me rephrase that. I did have a GoFundMe that I put on. It wasn't mine. Actually, Skylar's family did it, and then I put it on my channel for them. And thank all of you who donated when their fucking house burned to the ground. So, you know, not because I wanted you to fund my $1 million bin site or my dream of being an Iowa farmer so I can make all sorts of content that's just gonna make me a YouTube millionaire. I look at the big YouTubers like Zach, the Millennial Farmer. Yeah, he pushes all sorts of shit and all that, which, whatever, it's capitalism, you know? I think it's, who wants to sit through that? But they also seem to be pretty good farmers, you know what I mean? And Larson Farms and Andy Horrigan, Farming, Fixing, and Fabricating, I mean, yeah, whatever. But that was your one more thing. But we're going to keep doing the dipshit segment. Alright, fuck it. Here's the second more thing. Everybody else can have 30 to 40 minute long videos. Why can't I, right? So it's about 4:45. Starting to rain. Mother Nature's getting ugly again. So Barb and I will probably put other stuff away tomorrow because we ain't going to be in the field till at least Tuesday. But look at that. Pretty shiny looking, huh? Got the field cultivator done. Oh, it's starting to rain harder too. I'm going to melt. I need to spray weeds. That might be a tomorrow or Tuesday morning project. Skylar got the rock picker cleaned up. I know, some of you'll say, you got rocks in your fucking head. Why do you know, clean those things? Well, I can't tell you how old that fucker is. But how's it look? Does that look like it's probably, man, I'm thinking 15 years old. Yeah, if I had an auction tomorrow, I bet you that'd bring damn good money compared to some that are 15 years old. That's why we fucking clean things up. That's why he got here at 9. I don't know, we took 20 minutes or so, went and got that wonderful gas station food. You're getting raindrops on you, sorry. Gotta get in the truck. And like I said, it's 4:30, 4:45 when he got done. And it was more than, smoking one of my cigars that some of you hate. It was more than willing to hand him a Ben Franklin and a Ulysses S. Grant for his troubles. Told him I'll see you in the fall when it's time to clean equipment. Because you know how I said he'd probably get most of the work in today? Well, he probably did. But holy shit, I just looked at my watch, my Apple Watch. I got 6 miles in today. We got almost 15,000 steps in. Yeah. There's just a lot to do when you're cleaning shit up and putting it away. But heading over here to the other shed now. I figured no sense to turn it off because then I'd have to do a third more thing. I don't want to do a third more thing. We're just going to do a long second more thing. The fucking video is going to be long. And you'll either watch it or you won't. I don't give a shit. But anyways. Got that washed up and clean. And it's dark in here, but in the little hopper there where the fertilizer comes out is very clean. Oh, I gotta roll the tarp so birds don't get in it. Forgot about that. Or not in it, but shit in it, get feathers in it. But yeah, so I can't tell you how many years old that is. Gotta be at least 5 or 6 now. Still in pretty damn good shape. Don't plan on having to put a new auger on anytime soon. Because if you take care of shit. So the reason why I didn't want to turn it off, And before I shut that off, I'm just gonna walk over here to the back of the house. Like 400 and some of you showed up yesterday to an impromptu live stream that Jimmy and I did. You're just gonna have to look through the raindrops. So I'm sweaty, so I don't care if I'm getting wet. But I mean, y'all know how Barb hurt her ankle because the step broke. Well, there you go. New steps, new deck board, new top rails. Yes, we left the sides on because they weren't in that bad of shape. Hello, Moxie. Say hello to everybody. Yeah. All right. Now I'm shutting the shed up and going in the house and take a shower. I gotta get that grease off me that's on my hands because, you know, I might get into the food chain. But I think we're in a good place now, too. Wink, wink. If you know, you know. See you in the next one.